What's up, my comic comrades? I probably said this an absurd number of times, but Batman Beyond is easily my second favorite Batman after Bruce Wayne. It's a perfect passing of the torch futuristic Batman story. Not to mention, I grew up with the animated series like so many of you. But if you haven't watched the Batman Beyond series, what the heck is wrong with you? I mean, the series is available for streaming on the DC Universe app, so get on that. In any case, writer Dan Jurgens has been doing a fantastic job with the Batman Beyond title since he kicked it off with the DC Rebirth run. The series is 40 issues in and again has been great thus far. It really just feels like a continuation from the animated series. I highly recommend adding it to your pull list and picking up the trades or back issues. With that said, I'm about to spoil several things for issue 36 on for this series, particularly issue 40, including who the new Batwoman Beyond is. So spoilers in 1, 2, 3, go. As of issue 36, things got really crazy when Terry lost his memory due to the villain Falseface stealing his identity, and when Falseface died, it left Terry not knowing who the heck he was. Running around the streets of Neo Gotham like a stray, being accompanied by Constance Gusanoff, former head of research at Powers Technology, who's also been living on the streets ever since helping her boss turned supervillain Derek Powers, aka Blight, who's also back, by the way. That's right, the man and villain responsible for killing Terry's dad is back. As Blight says, radiation can't die. If you didn't know, after Powers received radiation treatments to save his life after being exposed to a chemical weapon, Powers was turned into living radiation. But we will get back to Blight later, as he's important to this storyline. But now let's finally start talking about the new Batman Beyond, or rather Batwoman Beyond. I just needed to give you guys a bit of setup before diving in. At the end of issue 36, we see Terry, who has amnesia, wandering the streets of Gotham and ends up meeting and befriending Constance, which I just touched on a minute ago. After this, however, we see someone sneak into the Batcave saying, "About time Wayne turned in. It's like he never sleeps." This person then proceeds to steal the Batsuit saying, "Neo Gotham without a Batman to protect it? Unthinkable." Then Alfred, who's an AI at this point in time, says, "Battlesuit recovery tube open." And the person says, "Good. Means it's fixed and ready to be put on." Then the teaser line at the end of the issue says, "Next issue, the $1 million debut of Batwoman." So at least we know this person is a woman. For the next 3 issues, we see whoever this woman is flying around in the Batsuit doing all sorts of good, saving people like a pharmacist from Two Thugs. She even makes the news as everyone is like, who the heck is this new Batman, or Batwoman rather? It's even got Bruce and Matt McGinnis stumped, Matt being Terry's little brother and the new Robin. Anyway, they still don't know where Terry is, and Bruce says this can't be Terry. Terry would have came to us. He would have checked in. At the end of issue 37, we also see the full return of Blight. We learn he's looking for a new body as his radiation is currently killing the one he's in. Then as we roll into issue 38, we see Bruce meet up with Barbara Gordon. And if you know anything about the Batman Beyond universe, you also know she's now the commissioner of Gotham City Police. She's literally the new Commissioner Gordon. Anyway, Bruce tells her, "How come you didn't come to me? Didn't tell me about getting back in the game?" And Barbara's like, "What the heck are you talking about?" Bruce says, "If you wanted to be Batgirl again, you should have asked. You didn't need to steal the suit." She then stares at him for a second and then starts laughing uncontrollably, telling Bruce, "You really think I have so much free time as commissioner that I could go out and act like a 25-year-old again?" Long story short, it's not her. Then we see Matt McGinnis at Melanie Walker's apartment. Yes, the same Melanie Walker from the Royal Flush Gang. She's now reformed and fighting on the side of good. He shows her a picture of Batwoman from the news being like, "That woman, you know exactly what I'm talking about." And she's like, "I do?" And Matt says, "Yeah. Because you snuck into the Batcave and stole Terry's Batsuit in order to do this. Because the suit adapts to whoever wears it, man or woman. Which you just so happen to know. Don't you, Melanie?" And she replies, "Well, yeah, I'm aware of that. Wait, are you implying that I'm..." And then she starts laughing uncontrollably. In the end, it's not her either. Which still begs the question, who was behind the cowl and how the heck was she able to break into the Batcave? Because that's not easy to do. It would have made sense if it was Barbara or Melanie because they have access to the Batcave, but it's not. Anyway, in the midst of all this, the mysterious new Batwoman is still fighting crime in Gotham, which ultimately leads her to come into conflict with Blight, who again is back and more pissed than ever. In issue 39, the two have an epic battle that lasts pretty much the entire issue, like 80% of said issue. But towards the end of the fight, this new Batwoman sticks a bomb from her utility belt on the back of Blight, to which he says, "Do you have any idea what you've done?" Because he's pure radiation. Anyway, the building collapses on him, but not before she escapes, and we see Blight stand up out of the rubble saying, "My containment suit has a sealing mechanism, but that won't solve my greater problem. I need help, and there's only one person who can give it to me." Of course, he's referring to Constance, who is currently with Terry. So he gives her a call, and when she picks up, he says, "It's me." She goes, "That's impossible, you're dead." And he says, so everyone thinks. But if I don't get help, I soon will be. Radiation is consuming what's left of my body. I need a new one that could host my transferred consciousness. Can you help me or not? And she says, of course I can. In fact, I have just the man for the job, as she stares at Terry. Now, the reason why she's offering up Terry is because earlier in the issue, she found out that Terry was, well, Terry McGinnis, the son of Warren McGinnis, the man her boss Blight killed when he found out that Powers was producing an illegal nerve gas and wasn't too fond of it. Now, how did she find out this was Terry? By using a genetic retina scanner to help Terry remember who he is. But once she found this out, she just told him the scan was inconclusive. So obviously when her old boss came calling asking for a body, she's thinking, I got the perfect one, Warren McGinnis' son. Crazy people, they're all like, killed the father, might as well kill the son. This all leads us to issue 40 and the big reveal of who this Batwoman is. At the beginning of the issue, we see that Constance has brought Terry to Blight. Terry thinks he's being hired by Powers to do some sort of medical research job and doesn't care about Powers' appearance because he needs the money. When Terry walks away, Blight says to Constance, incredible, he really doesn't know. And Constance says that he's Warren McGinnis' son and that you killed his father? No. Blight replies, the irony alone makes McGinnis perfect for what I have in mind. After this, Batwoman saves a woman from a Wayne Enterprise building that's being destroyed by devices Blight is having his men plant around the city. Said device is called the Devourer, and it basically eats buildings. But after she saves the woman from the imploding building, we see that Blight's men are about to plant one at Wayne Manor. Once she finds out, she of course heads to Wayne Manor to stop it. But when she gets there, one of Blight's thugs shoots a rocket at her, which she is able to escape a direct hit from by throwing explosives from her utility belt at it. But she's still badly harmed in the explosion. Meanwhile, freaking Dick Grayson shows up on a hover bike in a Nightwing-looking racing suit and stops Blight's men, as well as deactivating the Devourer. But from behind, one of Blight's men is about to shoot him as Batwoman knocks the gun out of his hand. Nightwing tries to stop her, saying, you don't look so good, are you okay? But she just flies away. After this, Bruce comes out of Wayne Manor to thank Dick, and then we cut to Batwoman landing at her hideout where she says, I wish I could have stayed, gotten some help, but I couldn't with him around. No way, I'm ready to face my father. Referring to Dick Grayson. That's right, the new Batwoman Beyond is Dick Grayson's daughter, Elena. Now at this point, some of you are like, wait, Dick Grayson has a daughter? And yes, he does. She was first introduced to us in Batman Beyond issue 25. Not much is known about her, but we know now she's the new Batwoman. And I actually really enjoyed this reveal. If you've been reading Dan Jurgens' Batman Beyond run from the beginning, this is definitely a cool payoff and reveal. Plus, it very much seems like something that would happen in the DC animated universe or Bruce Timmverse. You can really tell that Dan Jurgens is a big fan of what Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, Alan Burnett, Dwayne McDuffie, and so on did with the DC animated universe. Again, I really like this reveal, and I'm very curious to see where it's gonna go from here. Issue 41 could not come fast enough because earlier on in this run, Dick Grayson told his daughter that he didn't want her to follow his footsteps, that it was way too dangerous of a life. So there's going to be lots of drama and twists to come because I'm sure Bruce is going to have something to say once him and Dick find out that she's the one who took Terry's batsuit. Speaking of Terry, what's going to happen with him when he finally remembers who he is? Because that's only a matter of time. And how are Blight's plans going to play out? I'm just really enjoying this story, so if you're not reading this title, you need to. And that's going to bring another episode of Rant to a close, but if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out our History of Batman Beyond episode right here, and if you like our channel, be sure to subscribe. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.